friends, and welcome back to the Brightest again. I am your host, Mr. Bright, and order! Did you know there's a place on this planet where you cannot die without booking your grave? What? Shocked already? And to all the men present in my channel's court today, I bet you are going to be extremely disheartened to hear that. There's a country in Asia that has completely banned the only thing that drives a man crazy for pleasure. Any guesses? Well, keep thinking. Till then, let me tell you that there is also a country that will legit fine you for being fat. Pathetic, right? But what's even worse, in the times of Corona, where the entire world is under a mask, there exists a country that has banned masks. What? Well, to know all about these weird, strange rules around the world, stay tuned throughout today's video titled 8 Weirdest Laws in the World That Will Blow Your Mind. Number 1. Cannot die. Death doesn't come with a due date bill, but when in France, you better call the god of death before you take your last breath, because you cannot die in France without booking your grave. Oh gosh, well, this is surely a grave problem. Actually, there's a town in France called Sarparenx, where this weird cannot die law is being enforced on people.
Why?
Because the cemeteries there is just so packed full with no place to sit or stand or lay. And that's the reason why the people living there have to go through several medical checkups to ensure that they are still in good shape and health, just for an assurance that they are not going to die. And if they dare to not go, then the offender will be punished by paying 10 euros. What do you think about that? Also, before dying, one needs to make provisions for his own death. I mean, come on. Well, let's move on. Number 2. No lacy undies. Imagine, friends, you're on your honeymoon with your beautiful wife on top of you spread. But then, suddenly, there's a knock on your door, which makes you jump on the floor. Why? Because the authorities there say, do whatever you want to do, but not in that see-through, lacy, sexy underwear. Because that's just illegal in our much-esteemed Russia. Sorry, couples. If you want to enjoy your honeymoon, then please avoid Russia, because they don't want you wearing anything lacy. Yeah, that's right, baby. But trust me, the Russian government is not against you making love to your spouse. They are just the guardians of your health. Wait a sec, and how can health be related to lacy underwear? Well, the thing is, most luxury lingerie is made of material with less than 4% cotton, and that causes skin-related infections and diseases. So to avoid this, the government made this weird law, and also it decided that all lingerie in Russia should be manufactured with at least 6% cotton material for health and safety purposes, for those who are still wanting to enjoy the lacy affair. But tell me, friends, what is the use of this weird law when they don't know what's covering those sexy buttocks? Well, Russia, you are just great. Number 3. Just 1 glass of wine.
Amy, where you at?
4 drinks.
What's 4 drink, Amy, again?
Why don't you come over here and find out?
Now, all the bright girls, let's go have some glasses of wine in Bolivia. But before that, wait, show me your ring finger. No ring? Good, you are good to go. And you, madam, is that a ring I see on your finger? Then oops, you can't be a drinker. Cause married women in Bolivia can have just 1 glass of wine. That's it. Now I know. You must be wondering, how come marital status decides the number of glasses of wine you can have? Well, behold, guys, here's the weird, illogical reason.
Alcohol makes married women more immoral.
How? Because this so-called law actually exists to make sure women don't drunkenly flirt with men outside of their marriage. And you know what's lamer and more shocking than this? If husbands happen to see their wives drinking more than 1 glass of wine in public, then they can actually divorce their wives and get on with their lives. I mean, whiskey, tango, foxtrot. What about the husbands, huh? Don't these drinking moral lessons apply to them as well? Guys, don't you think that these laws should also be for married men? If yes, let us know in the comment section below. Number 4. No mask? Good. Hey, you there. Are you wearing a mask? You are fined.
Wait a minute. How the heck are you fining me for wearing a mask?
Cause dear, just to be clear, you are in Denmark.
What the hell? It's Corona time. Are you fining me like it's a crime?
Well, what a rhyme. But it's absolutely true. According to Denmark's public protection anti-corruption law. Wearing a mask in public will get you to pay a fine of $157. And mind you, we are not just talking about wearing masks. Here, even wearing a helmet, scarf, hat, fake beard, or even a freaking burqa will attract you a fine. Well, no, Denmark is not making fun of any religion, but women wearing burqas there can cover themselves from head to toe, provided they reveal their faces, you know. Now, why is that so? Because the government aims to make their public places safe and fine, just in case an event turns out to get out of hand. And this no mask, no face cover rule will help the government officials to easily identify people's faces in crowded places. That's it. Simple. Number 5. Don't feed pigeons. Guys, if you are a bird lover who loves feeding birds time and again, then beware, because feeding birds in Venice would mean that you're feeding the pockets of the government, just like that. Like, honestly, feeding birds is normal for us, but in Venice it's illegal, and so you could get a fine of £100, whoa, just for feeding a pigeon on their grounds. I swear. This law is carried out in St. Mark's Square, which happens to be a major point of attraction in Venice. But I still can't comprehend as to why the government is having issues with such a noble deed of feeding the hungry pigeons. Oh, look, the government is pointing at the statue in St. Mark's Square. Goodness gracious, what a mess. Can't believe this mess is created by none other than the hungry flock of pigeons we've been feeding. Okay, don't get offended, Venice government. We know you care a lot about your citizens, but honestly, this law is a tad weird, that's all. Number 6. Be fit, not fat.
Really, nigga?
Hey, you there. Now, being fat is also a crime. Trust me, these days laws are getting weirder and weirder day by day. And it's Japan now, on our way. Cause in Japan, being fat means you are breaking the weighing machine, as well as breaking their laws. Wait, what? Let's take a pause to know the cause. Well, in an honest effort to prevent obesity in its citizens, Japan, the land of the rising sun, created the Matabo Law, the law of being underweight, wherein this law mandates that all the citizens between the ages of 40 to 47 have to have an annual waist measurement checkup with doctors in Japan. Like nobody, and I repeat, nobody can dare miss this annual measurement checkup, as then they will be fined quite generously. And if you are wondering how fit and thin Japanese should be under this law, then let me get my measuring tape to check in their shape. Men in Japan can have a waist of 33.5 inches, whereas females in Japan can have 35.4 inch waists. Nobody under the age bracket of 40 to 47 can have an inch more than the above specified measurements, or else game over you being overweight. Number 7. No pee-pee. Pee in the sea and see the price you have to pay. What? You don't get it? Wait, let me pull up my zip and explain. If you pee on the beaches in Portugal, authorities will pull up your pants and pull out your pockets for a hefty fine. Wait, give me a second. I'm just wondering how the government could enforce such a law. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, what would the authorities say? You there, I saw you pee in the ocean. Well, now you have to prove it. So hilarious, right? But the Portugal government is quite strict when it comes to polluting the sea, alright? Like, they believe that if you badly want to pee, there are several restrooms and toilets around the beaches. But the sea is not the place for you to pollute with your junky yellow pee. Now friends, that's a noble thought of protecting the sea and environment, but do you mind telling me, oh so great Portugal government, how the hell would you know if someone breaks that law? Would you go and check each and everyone's pants? Or smell them? Whenever you get a chance? Ew. Okay, let's move on from these peeing pants. Number 8. 3-generation punishment. So friends, we are done with the hilarious laws. Now let's talk about one very serious one that runs in Kim Jong Un's Korea. Just hold your breath, because the living lifetime debt is ahead in the form of 3-generation punishment. Now what the heck is that? Well, if a person is found guilty for a crime, then he, along with his whole family, will land into prison for life. Gosh, this is truly too brutal to be true, but that's the rule. The person, along with his parents, wife, and children, will be put into prison camp. And mind you, even your future kids will be born in this prison, and he or she too would be life imprisoned because because of this silly rule. And one of the major reasons why Kim Jong Un does that is to restrict his people from defecting to rival nations. But seriously, my point here is, why should you pay for someone else's sin? And also, thank your lucky stars that you weren't born in North Korea. So guys, what do you think about these weird laws? Have you ever faced such laws yourself, or visited a country where you had to follow these bizarre laws? Comment down below your thoughts on the above. The brightest court is adjourned, but do like and subscribe, and that's an order from your favorite judge, Mr. Bright. Toodles!